Hi guys, thanks for joining me. My name is Keely. I'm the owner here of Love with Adventure, where I blog about the marriage relationship, intimacy in marriage, and how you can go deeper with your spouse. And today I'm answering a reader question. So let me get that question so I can read it to you and then I'll answer it. Okay, so if you didn't know, I have a reader survey out right now. I will post a link in the comments and up in the video description, and if you want to take the survey you can do that. But one of the readers said, I've been meaning to ask more information about how you transition to working at home. What kinds of paying jobs at home and where to find them, and how to balance it with homeschool. I've been at home with my kids and I put my own education on the back burner, help my husband get through school. Now my kids are growing up. They feel that they need to invest in themselves. They kind of have poured a lot into their family and they don't know where to start. As this is exactly what I was talking about the other day. It's definitely something that I see a lot. Okay, so somebody says, how have you transitioned to working at home? Can I just be honest? Poorly. I transitioned very, very poorly. It was not a good transition. It was full of a lot of difficult things. The moment that you make that kind of change in your family dynamics, it's going to be hard. And you know, here's the thing. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated that the topics I talk about, there's no like real formula to get the results that you want. You know, for example, a finance blogger can say, you know, the basic principles are you need to make more money than you're spending and save, right? I mean, those are some basic principles. If I make more money and I don't spend everything I make, then I'll have money left over and I'll pay my bills, right? Those are basic principles. There might be plenty of ways to get around it. Or, for example, somebody who is a weight loss blogger. I mean, the basic principle is you eat less food and burn more calories than you lose weight. But when it comes to what I talk about, relationships and, well, in this case, business and family life or whatever, guys, there's no real formula. There's nothing I can tell you, do X, Y, Z, you'll have these results. You can do X, Y, Z, and I don't know what your results are going to be. You know why? Because people are involved. And the minute we add people into the equation, it just messes the world up. So you have to try, and you have to work on different things and figure out what works for your family. So how did I transition? Very poorly. And I had tons and tons of mommy guilt, and I still deal with it. I still deal with my mommy guilt issues for being a work-from-home mom, and I homeschool the kids. This year, I'm homeschooling my boys. I plan to send them to school next year. Why? Because I'm not really balancing it very well. Because part of the question was, how do you balance working from home with homeschool? Well, there have been times when I've balanced it better than others, and there have been times when I haven't balanced it at all, which is when I sent the older two to school, and I was taking care of my younger child at home while I was working. I just couldn't do it all. The way that we were working it this year is that Austin had come home in the month of August to help me work the business and to help me homeschool the kids, and we were kind of co-doing all of this. And then that got shot to pieces once we moved to Dallas. And we have taken on different jobs here, and we have taken on different things that has made it so that we are not co-homeschooling quite like we were, and so there's more challenges, which means I'm not balancing it very well anymore, and I'm going to send them to school in the fall, which is fine. I mean, I had a lot of guilt over that in the past because I felt like I was failing. This time, I don't feel like I'm failing. I feel like I'm making a good choice for the family and for the kids, and we moved to a specific neighborhood so that they could go to the schools we wanted them to go to. So, how did I handle that transition? Well, there was a lot of difficulties. There was difficulties for my kids because, first of all, Mom just wasn't always available like she used to be. And there was transitions for Austin because I had things I was doing. I mean, I had to take time and actually invest it in what I was doing to make money from home. And that time has increased and increased and increased, and sometimes it's decreased and sometimes it's been, you know, better than others. And right now we're probably on a trend of increasing the amount of time I'm putting into it. So there is all kinds of transitions that have to be made. when one person is spending more time on certain things, it's going to require the household to change. So part of the transition for me with taking on work from home was that everyone in the home needed to do more. More help had to be taken here in the house. So my kids' responsibilities for chores has increased, and Austin has been doing more things in the house and putting more effort, because it wasn't a situation where I was the main home manager anymore. I was having to really delegate some of those things to other people in the family so that it could all get done in a day. And so obviously that brings a whole lot of moaning and groaning from the kids, because why do we have to do all this stuff? Well, guys, because you live here and it needs to get done. And that's what we constantly be fighting, those battles. So what do I do to earn money from home? And I want to talk with you guys about this. And I'll tell you that my biggest inspiration, I've talked to you guys about Crystal Payne at Money Saving Mom. This is her book, Money Making Mom. She runs a blog called Money Saving Mom. I talk about Crystal all the time. If this is your first time with me, you probably have never heard her name, but here she is. This book is currently on Amazon. Ebook is $1.99. I can link to that in the comments and in the video title. So this book addresses how every woman can earn more and make a difference. And she talks about ideas of how to start your own business and what to do and research you're going to need, and getting into the right mindset, which is really a huge, huge thing when it comes to running your own business. Having the right mindset will really make or break you anytime in life, but especially here in business. Let's see. Her other chapters are, I don't know where it is. All right, so her chapters are First Steps to Financial Freedom, just figuring out what does financial freedom mean to you. I'll tell you what financial freedom means to me. It means that Austin and I can work the jobs that we want to work, and that we don't feel stuck in any one job. So this is why we have multiple streams of income, because there was a time when Austin was the single income provider and he needed a job change, and to make that change was put us in a very difficult financial situation, and God led us through that and brought us through it, and many great things have happened on account of it. But financial freedom means to me that neither one of us will ever feel that we are stuck in a job anymore. And I'm not saying that we have all great jobs that we just love doing. Some of our side hustles are kind of annoying to us and bothersome, and it's not our favorite. It's just a way to make money. But we don't plan to stay in these things forever. We're using them as ways to do the things we love always, and creating our perfect day every day. So that's what financial freedom looks like to us. Having the ability to decide what we do for a living, where we work, and how we draw our income, and not having that stuff get in the way of us being family. I'm reading out of Money Making Mom. Another thing she talks about is working for yourself, that 8 to 5 cure. If you are working in an office, how do you get away from that, or working job you don't like? She talks about how to take action on your business ideas, expand your way of thinking, meaning expanding your wallet, growing your business, things that are obstacles that get in the way of you growing your business, being able to live generously. She is a huge proponent of living generously. So are we. We are all about the spirit of generosity and giving and taking what we've earned and giving. And then she talks about ways in which you can give. And I really love that about her. So this is her book, $1.99 on Amazon for the ebook version. Now that's not the only resource. I have tons and tons of resources that I've relied upon to help me. But here's some things for you to get started on earning money from home and side hustles. Because I have been in this industry now for 4 years. I've been making money from home online through online means for 4 years. If you are looking for online work, here's a couple things I suggest to you. I got started on Fiverr.com. I still have writing gigs on Fiverr. It's Fiverr.com. You don't have to have a writing gig to put up there. You can do graphics, you can do web design, social media, whatever. Just look around at what's being sold. But just keep this in mind. This is a platform for small business owners, so whatever you are offering, it really needs to be something that a small business owner would actually benefit from. So I came on, and because of a post that Money Saving Mom put up, Crystal Payne put up, about writing on Fiverr and ways to get writing jobs, I put a gig out on Fiverr, and I immediately started taking on orders. I've been writing on that platform for 4 years, and I'll tell you that the platform has kind of died out for me a little bit. I'm not getting near the work that I once was when I got started. Some of that is because I have allowed my account to not be in the best standing, and I've made some business decisions in the past that have kind of wrecked that for me. But I have brought on 90% of the people that I write for and turned them into long-term customers, long-term clients, and high-paying clients. So I have people that I've been able to bring off the platform that have been working with me for several years. I've got one person I've worked with from basically the beginning. I started in October of 2013, and they came to me in December of 2013, and I have been working with them ever since, and that job that I do for them has really grown. So that's one of my main sources of earnings, is what I do for writing and marketing. And over the years, I have expanded the services that I offer to include more than just writing. I'm doing social media marketing for people. I manage their websites, manage their blogs. I help set up, social media accounts, write newsletters. Just a whole wealth of things clients have asked me to do over the years. I currently work for someone. This is the only W-2 job that I have. It's why we moved here. A friend of ours brought us into their marketing office, and I put together gift baskets every week as part of my job there. So I'm expanding. This is like boots on the ground marketing. So those are some of the big things that I do. Other things that I suggest to you, if you're not in the service-based industry and you're feeling like, well, I can't write and I can't do logo designs or small business things, Fiverr's not right for you, but there are other platforms that you can get started on. eBay is definitely one of those. You can be an eBay seller. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have tried to sell on eBay several times. Aside from selling, I've done okay selling the kids' curriculum, but I tried eBay as business about 3 months ago. I wasn't very good at it. I've never been good at it, but you can absolutely be good at it. I've not personally been very good at it. So what I was doing was I was getting things, basically I was doing books. And so I'd go to the thrift store in the town that I lived in. Their books were very cheap, and I would list the books and put them on 99-cent auction and sell books. And I was selling a lot of stuff, but by the time I paid my fees and paid for the listing price and everything else, I didn't really make very much. I mean, definitely not for the time I was putting into it, especially during a move. I was just trying to increase my streams of income, and I thought this would be simple. You can be successful on eBay. I just wasn't. Another place you can sell is Amazon. Amazon, if you'll look, for example, on books, you can do used selling on Amazon. And there are ways for you to ship your things to Amazon, and they actually keep it there in the warehouse, and when stuff sells, you don't even have to go ship it. eBay offers that same thing. eBay, you can ship your stuff to them, and they will sell it for you. Obviously, you're going to make less profits, and it is something that I have considered trying, because I'm like, well, even if I made less, it would be less time for me invested. Maybe it's still worth it. Maybe it would be something low, putting out low, and it would work. So with Amazon, you can sell things that are used, or you can go buy stuff at a place, like a store, Walmart or something, get stuff on clearance, and then actually sell it on Amazon. There's probably laws that you have to adhere to for your state, so I encourage you to check those out, which is actually something Crystal talks about in her book, figuring out those laws. But selling on Amazon is another platform. Selling on Etsy is something that I do, and I don't make bukus of dollars on Etsy, but I usually sell a couple of orders a week, and I sell only digital products on Etsy. So I don't deal with shipping, I don't deal with handling. Everything is delivered to the person, PDF download. So I've got a couple of ebooks that I have written that are on my Etsy shop, along with printables that Austin has created and games that we put together, like sexy games. We have coloring page printables and marriage quotes and wall hangings. So on Etsy, it's not a huge amount, but people are making full-time incomes on Etsy. You can do it. You just have to figure out what it is that you're going to sell. And make sure that whatever it is, it's all in the same genre so people know what they're coming to buy. So just make it very niche specific there on Etsy. I have a shop on Love Hope Adventure. If you've never been to the Love Hope Adventure shop, it's actually very similar to the stuff that's on Etsy, only I sell the marriage e-course that we created a couple of months ago on my shop, along with printables and ebooks and things like that. I sell ebooks on Amazon. And I sell a physical book on Amazon that is print on demand. And these, again, are other ways that I sell where I don't have to package this stuff up and ship it. Amazon handles the print on demand and ships that stuff. It did not cost me anything to get that book self-published, but it cost, financially, but it costed us tons of hours because we had no clue what we were doing. And Austin was this close at least 3 times to finding someone we could pay to help us do it, because we had put so much energy into it, and we kept getting fought about the formatting wasn't right and all this stuff. So it definitely takes some technology and training and figuring that stuff out to do that. It's not as simple as something like eBay where you're like, oh, look, I've got this flower and I'm just going to put that on and see if somebody buys it or whatever. I mean, there was some difficulty for us there. You can write your own books though. I would not personally suggest, unless you've got a large platform in which to sell your books, that you invest money into it. I mean, that's just my personal advice to you. If you can't figure out how to do it on your own, I would not pay someone several $100s to do it for you, because you recouping that money will be difficult. Unless you are a blogger or you have a big platform or a huge social media following and everybody is just waiting for your book, because you get so little from those sales. Book sales when you are self-publishing is just not huge. I mean, some people are making full-time incomes and livings off of it, so definitely find somebody who's doing that and follow them and figure out how to do that. Some other things that you can do to make money. Austin has been driving Uber and Lyft. He just got on with Lyft. We are trying to figure this out here in Dallas, all right? The Dallas area, we thought, oh, it's going to be so great here. We struggled more with Uber here than he did back in North Carolina, but it took him a while to figure out how to make Uber make money in North Carolina too. And so he's got some ideas of how he's going to do that, but hey, it's a business that you've got to figure out how to manage. Just because Uber is bringing you the rides doesn't mean that's all you can rely on. You've got to figure out, where am I supposed to drive? What time should I drive? What else can I do to increase my tips in my car? Because they aren't paying tips through the app. They pay you tips right there in the car. So for example, Austin has a PayPal swiper. So if somebody wants to pay him a tip and they don't have cash, they can swipe it. And there's all these things Uber drivers can do to increase the amount of money they're making. And some other things that you can do, something else I've done is consignment. I put a lot of clothes on consignment before I left North Carolina. I got too little for just about everything I owned, and I gave a lot of stuff away. I gave a lot to the thrift stores, I gave a lot to friends, and then I put a severe amount of stuff on consignment. It is a very small amount of money you're going to get from consignment, okay? Think yard sale here. So you have to be careful. If you're going to do consignment as a business, you have to be super careful what your purchases are. Like any type of reselling, any type of resale, you need to be putting out very little for the product. And I mean, you're kind of just taking a chance on what you earn back. With consignment, the majority of what I put on consignment were things that were free. Like they were already in my closet. I was either going to give them to the Goodwill or the local thrift store, or I was going to give them to friends. So I couldn't use this stuff anymore. I stuck it on consignment. I also put stuff online. If you don't have a local consignment shop and you want to try an online consignment, I put stuff on, oh crap, I can't even remember what it's called now. I'll have to look at the link for you because, what was it called? It's not ThreadUp, it's this other one. And I put stuff on consignment there. Now I haven't really earned anything from that yet, but from what I'm told, oh, it's swap.com. So I sent in a box of stuff to swap.com. A lot of the stuff I sent was rejected. That's kind of an issue with consignment, is that just because you think the item is valuable doesn't mean that the seller will, that the consignment shop or somebody like swap.com. So they accepted my box, like some of what was in my box. But if I send another box to them, I have to make sure that this box is going to have like 80% acceptance rate of what I shipped. Otherwise, they're not going to let me send anymore. But I haven't really made much money off of there. I sold one thing. It was mostly winter stuff. I'm sure that if I sell anything else, it's going to be in the fall. I don't know if that's going to work. But consignment is definitely something that you can do easily. These are some things to help you get started. If you live in a larger city, you have a wealth of side jobs that you can do. For example, there is a company called Shipt.com, SHIPT.com. Shipt is local here in Dallas. It's possible Shipt is doing these things in other bigger cities too. You may have a grocery store delivery app. Basically, the way it works is like Uber. It's pairing delivery drivers up with people who are buying stuff. So you actually go into the store and you buy the food, like whatever's on their list, and they've already paid for it, and then you put it in your vehicle and you take it to their house. So you are being paid to go grocery shopping for someone. So there's that kind of app. Look for grocery store delivery opportunities in your area. If you live in a small town, you're not going to find that. There is something called Amazon Flex. Austin had signed up for Amazon Flex. We thought it was here in Dallas. We're a little confused by this because we know that there is an Amazon distribution center here, and you can have things, it's called Prime Now or Amazon Now or something, delivers you your stuff within like 2 hours or whatever. So we thought that the Amazon Flex was here in the area. It's not. It's in some bigger cities though, and it's like coming to bigger cities. So you can check and see if your city's on the list, or you can sign up and get ready for when it comes. So maybe you're, like when we lived in North Carolina, Amazon Flex is on the list to go to Raleigh. So Austin would have definitely considered doing that while he was up in Raleigh doing Uber, because we lived in a smaller town, we kind of struggled to make Uber work for us. So he was just trying to come up with everything he could do in that bigger city because it was an hour drive for us. These are ways in which you can earn money from home. Now, Uber obviously isn't in your house. You're going to have to go out and do stuff. If you're doing consignment, you've got to get the stocks. So you're going to have to leave your house and go do things. But these are businesses that you can figure out for yourself and run. My encouragement to you about businesses is this. You've got to come up with a business model. Are you going to be a service-based provider or a seller? Are you selling things? What's your service to people? I have two business concepts because I have a marketing business. I am a service provider for small businesses. I am writing blog posts for them. I'm doing social media marketing, newsletters, running Facebook ads, running Google ads, whatever. I am a service provider in that field, in that industry. But as a blogger, I am doing more than providing a service. I am a product advertising person, okay? So part of what I do in blogging is, yes, I do provide a service to my readers because I am gathering information from other people that is highly beneficial to you, that is something that you're looking for, that's a need in your life, and I am bringing it to you, and I am providing you with free content. Hi, glad you're on. Somebody's commenting. Thanks so much for joining. So I am bringing you information that you are looking for and you need, especially in my niche as a marriage and sex blogger. I know really trusted sources to get sex information, and I am serving you by putting that all together in a safe place so that you can have information about sex without being exposed to a lot of bad things that the world has to offer. And that is a service I provide to my readers. I provide, research content and ideas of how to work through things, but also the way that I really get paid as a blogger is through product promotion and advertising. And I know some people get really frustrated about bloggers making money, but guys, here's the truth of the matter. I only have limited number of time in a day, so I have to make sure that I am getting compensated for the work that I put in to provide you the free content. Because everything I give here at Love of Adventure is mostly free. I do have a couple of my own products, but when I'm writing blog posts or I'm coming here on the scope, you're not paying me for this. I do have to have ways in which it is compensating my time though. And so for me to do that, sometimes I will link to products. So I'll just be real with you. This book, this is a product that I believe in and that I've read and that I think you'd benefit from. And I'm going to put an affiliate link for Amazon in my comments or up in my URL. And if you decide you want this book, I get referral fee for you buying the book. It's very limited. It's very low. It's like 3 or 4% or something ridiculous, or 6%. But it allows me to be compensated without you having to pay anything. Advertising's the same way. People pay to put sponsored posts on Love Hope Adventure. Why are they paying me for that? Well, it's because I have an audience, and I have to figure out who am I going to let through and who am I not going to let through. These are business decisions I have to make. I have ads on my pages. Why? Because this is a really easy way for me to draw an income without my readers having to invest any money. And I can serve them better because I've taken on a certain number of sponsored posts, because I'm linking to affiliate products, and because of advertising. So there are two kinds of businesses that you kind of need to figure out. What are you going to do? Are you going to offer a service, or are you going to sell a product and get into advertising? Figure that out. What is it that you want to do? How are you going to work that out? Now, you can buy all kinds of material that will help you grow your business, help you figure out where to get started in business, how to increase your your customers and your clients, and how to take them and turn them into long-term paying clients or whatever. But what no one can do for you is tell you what to sell or what to give people as service. That's on you. You've got to figure out, what am I going to give? So Austin, as an Uber driver, is providing a service to his riders. He is getting matched up with those riders through an app. That is where he gets his leads. All right, so he is providing a service to them. This is where he gets his leads. For me, as a writer or a marketer, on Fiverr.com, this is where I get the majority of my leads. But it's up to me to figure out how I'm going to serve them, what I'm going to do for them. So for Austin, he can add things in the car to be able to serve his people better and potentially increase his tips. Definitely increase his ability to get rides because his points are going to get higher and stars, okay? For me, on Fiverr.com, I am getting leads. I am putting my gigs out there and I am bringing people on, and when I think that they are the right client for me, then I take them and work with them long term and figure out how else can I serve them. And so I offer more services to my clients. And guys, that's on you. You have to figure out for yourself, what is my service or what is my product? Until you have that formulated, buying programs isn't going to help you. Figuring out how to bring traffic or get leads or get more customers isn't going to help you until you have something that you're selling. So, or that you're serving people. So if you're going to be an eBay seller, you have to have something to sell. You have to go and get those things, whether you are buying them at yard sales, buying them at thrift stores, picking the stuff up from around your house, getting it off the side of the road. Oh, and that's actually another selling platform I did not mention to you, and that's Facebook. You have the ability to sell on Facebook. And before Austin and I moved here, we sold a lot of our stuff on Facebook. In lieu of doing a yard sale, we sold a lot of things on the marketplace on Facebook. We didn't necessarily put it out in our status, hey, I'm selling a couch or whatever. We put it on the marketplace. So the marketplace is super easy for you, and you can do that. Some people sell stuff on Craigslist, which I think you can definitely make money on there. I don't think I've ever sold anything on Craigslist. I'm not sure if I have, but we have very much sold stuff on the Facebook marketplace. It was insane to me. We just had piles of stuff all over our house for about 4 weeks, and we just sold pile after pile after pile. And either we would meet up with the person and exchange the stuff in a parking lot, or if it was something big, they would just come over and get it and bring us the money, and it was very, very helpful. So if you have, like around here in the city, a bulk trash pickup day and people have stuff on the side of the road that looks really good, and if you haven't known, I pick up a lot of stuff for my house on the side of the road, you can bring that stuff back, fix it up a little, or just sell it as is on the Facebook marketplace. Find your place where you're going to get the supply. So guys, those are some of my ideas, some of the things that I've done that has drawn money for me, some ideas for you to get you started. But my encouragement to you is this: you are not stuck. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you're not stuck. You have choice to make. You can choose to make different decisions in your life. And sometimes we believe this lie that we are stuck in this place. You're not. See the place you're in right now is a temporary situation that you are working your way out of. So guys, that's my encouragement for you today. If you want to find out what else has been on my mind, go to lovehopedventure.com. And if you want sex advice, go into IamTheSexTalkLady.com. And I will chat with you guys later.